Nice Health TV. This video was created from an article on our health website. I'll drop the link to the article in the description box. After watching, please ensure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. And please come back for more.
Welcome
See
to The
you soon.
Explainer. Today, we're tackling something that literally affects every single one of us as the years tick by. We're talking about the prevention of heart disease as you age. You know, if you've ever wondered just how much control you actually have over your heart health getting older, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to break down the latest insights into clear, actionable steps that put you firmly in the driver's seat of your own health. Okay, let's dive into this. 19.8 million. According to the World Health Organization, that is the staggering number of lives lost to cardiovascular disease globally in 2022 alone. I mean, it's a massive global challenge, and this number really establishes exactly what's at stake right off the bat. It is a major wake-up call that we all need to take our cardiovascular health seriously. Now, I know a stat like that can sound super overwhelming, but don't worry, this explainer is your roadmap. We're going to navigate this complex topic together. First up, the silent heart threat. Then we'll look at fixed versus flexible risks. Third is building daily healthy habits, followed by medical maintenance and monitoring, and finally, recognizing emergency heart symptoms. So, let's get right into Section 1, the silent heart threat, and why we miss the early signs. One of the biggest reasons there's so much anxiety around heart disease is simply how it develops. Often, it progresses completely silently. It's really not always that dramatic, movie scene chest clutch, you know? In fact, when early symptoms like shortness of breath or mild chest pain do pop up, they are incredibly easy to misinterpret. We might think, oh, I'm just getting older, or I'm just out of shape. But falsely dismissing these signs as just part of aging is actually really dangerous. Our sources highlight that we absolutely have to pay attention to these early whispers from our bodies. And when we say heart disease, we're actually talking about a pretty broad umbrella of conditions. This includes coronary heart disease, arrhythmias, which are abnormal heartbeats, congenital disorders that you're born with, cardiomyopathy, which affects the heart muscle, and heart valve disease. The vital thing to remember here is that our vulnerability shifts as we age. For men, the risk spikes significantly after age 45. And for women, it rises notably post-menopause because of hormonal changes. Moving on to Section 2, fixed versus flexible risks, and taking control of your heart health. And this brilliantly illustrates the dramatic pivot we're making here, separating what we absolutely can't change from what we have total power over. On one hand, we have non-modifiable risks like age, biological sex, and family history. You can't change your genetics, right? But then, look at the modifiable risks: blood pressure, cholesterol, weight, smoking, and diet. These are your actionable lifestyle factors. This is where your true power lies. You are definitely not just at the mercy of your genes. Which brings us right into Section 3, building daily healthy habits, and the choices we make every day. Think of your body like a complex machine. As it ages, it needs regular maintenance, and daily movement acts exactly like an engine tune-up. The magic number for that tune-up is 150. The American Heart Association recommends at least 150 minutes of moderate physical activity every single week, plus 2 days of strength training. Why? Because getting moving is an amazing way to lower your blood pressure, improve your cholesterol, and act as a powerful stress reliever. Alongside all that movement, maintaining a healthy weight is huge. A body mass index, or BMI, between 18.5 and 24.9 is the standard healthy screening target. But quick word of caution, BMI isn't perfect. It can't distinguish between body fat and heavy muscle mass. So measuring your waist-to-hip ratio is also really crucial to get a much more accurate picture of your actual metabolic health. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the sheer physical toll that chronic stress takes on the heart. Whether it's pressure from work or your personal life, chronic stress is linked to a massive 40 to 50% increase in the occurrence of coronary heart disease. Managing stress isn't just a luxury, guys. It is literal cardiovascular armor. We strongly urge you to find an outlet, maybe start a hobby, exercise, or seek professional help to manage that mental load. And hand in hand with stress management is deep recovery. You really want to aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep. When you consistently skimp on sleep, your adrenal glands release stress hormones, and that directly raises your heart rate and blood pressure. Think of sleep as the dedicated time your heart gets to heal and repair itself. Depriving yourself of it is basically forcing your heart to run a marathon without ever taking a water break. To round out these daily habits, we have a few more critical shifts. First, limit alcohol to no more than 14 units a week to prevent things like arrhythmias. Second, stopping smoking is absolutely non-negotiable. And yes, that includes avoiding indirect smoke too. Finally, you really are what you eat. Build a resilient heart by fueling your body with a balanced diet full of whole grains, legumes, and oily fish. Okay, let's transition to Section 4, Medical Maintenance and Monitoring, partnering with your healthcare team.
So we've talked about habits at home, but regular clinical checkups are your best early warning system. A big part of this is understanding cholesterol. It can be super confusing, so let's break it down. You've got bad cholesterol, or LDL, which can literally clog up your arteries over time. Then you have good cholesterol, HDL, which acts kind of like a garbage truck, safely transporting cholesterol back to the liver to get it out of your body. The scary part? There are 0 symptoms of high cholesterol. A simple blood test is literally the only way to know your levels.
Let's move to and see how this builds into a comprehensive screening plan. Here are the 4 essential early screenings you need on your radar: regular blood pressure checks, cholesterol testing, pre-diabetes or diabetes screening, and kidney disease screening. Catching irregularities here doesn't just reduce disability, it lets you and your doctor identify and neutralize threats way before they escalate into a crisis.
And we just had to share this highly surprising fact right from the source material. Did you know that the standard flu vaccine actually reduces the risk of death in individuals who already have heart disease? No way, right? But it makes sense because lung infections severely weaken the heart's ability to pump blood effectively. So, just rolling up your sleeve for a vaccine is genuinely a huge, protective step for your heart.
Now, if your doctor does prescribe medication for something like hypertension, and remember, there are 7 to 9 million people in the UK alone taking blood pressure meds, taking them consistently is absolutely critical. We know there are real barriers like cost, a fear of side effects, or just poor health literacy. But if you have issues, the answer isn't to just silently stop taking your pills. Please communicate openly with your doctor. They can help you navigate those fears and find a medication plan that actually works for you. Finally, we've reached Section 5, recognizing emergency heart symptoms and when to call for help immediately. So, the crucial point is knowing the absolute red flags. While we love focusing on empowering preventative habits, if you or someone around you experiences persistent chest pain, pain spreading to the jaw, arm, or back, a sudden collapse, severe breathlessness, unexplained sweating, or sudden nausea, do not wait. Don't just brush it off as indigestion or fatigue. These are stark, critical emergency symptoms that should never, ever be ignored. Call for emergency services immediately. We've covered a ton of ground in this explainer, but I really want to leave you with this powerful quote from our source. Heart disease is not an inevitable part of aging. Let that really sink in for a second. Adding candles to your birthday cake does not guarantee a failing heart. By knowing your risks, getting those screenings, and taking proactive control of your lifestyle, you are actively writing a healthier future for yourself. Your heart beats around 100,000 times a day, working tirelessly for you, and it's time we return the favor. Since heart disease isn't inevitable, the power is firmly in your hands. So I leave you with this final, provocative question to ponder. What healthy habit will you start today? Will you take that 30-minute brisk walk, schedule that overdue doctor's appointment, or just try to get an extra hour of sleep tonight? The choice is entirely yours. Thanks so much for joining me on The Explainer, and here's to a proactive, healthy heart.
Please subscribe.